What are you talking about? Bleem, Kids Extreme.
Was the day before Christmas, and all through the hills the reindeer were playing, enjoying the spills of skating and coasting and climbing the willows and hopscotch and leapfrog, protected by pillows.
Look, fellas, it's Rudolph. His nose is a sight. It's red as a beet.
Twice as big and twice as bright. Looky, looky, I'm Rudolph.
Poor Rudolph. Where most reindeers' noses are brownish and tiny, Rudolph's was red, very large and quite shiny.
Go on home, Red Nose. Your mama's calling ya.
Come, come, Rudolph. Tonight you hang up your stocking.
Red as a beet.
Twice as big and twice as bright.
While way, way up north on this dark, foggy night, awaiting the time for his Christmas Eve flight, good old Santa.
This fog will be hard to get through. Quick, get hitched in a hurry. Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donna, Blitzen. Hi-ho! To keep our direction, we'll have to fly low. Come down here, quick! Hi-ho! Phew. Pretty close. Hi-ho!
The air was still foggy, the night dark and drear, when Santa arrived at the home of the deer. But all this took time and filled Santa with gloom, while slowly he groped toward the next reindeer's room. The lamp wasn't burning. The glow came instead from Rudolph's red nose at the head of the bed. And then came the greatest idea in all history. So Rudolph is told of the dark and delay, the fog and the blackness and losing the way.
I need you tonight to lead all my deer on the rest of our flight.
Dear Mommy and Daddy, I have gone to help Santa. Don't worry. Rudolph, that's me.
Hurry, Rudolph. It's very dark here.
With Rudolph's red nose as a wonderful light, old Santa flew quickly the rest of the night. Went so fast that before it was day, the very last present was given away.
Hear ye, a message from Rudolph.
Yes, they'd found Rudolph's message. It's all over town.
Hear ye, Rudolph at the stadium. Come on, come on.
The bad deer who used to do nothing but tease him, well, now they'd do anything only to please him.
Rudolph, my boy, they'll envy you now, far and near. For no greater honor can come to a deer than riding with Santa and guiding my sleigh. The #1 job on the #1 day. I hope you'll continue to keep us from grief. I hereby appoint you Commander-in-Chief.
And Rudolph just blushed from his head to his toes until his whole fur was as red as his nose.
Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
Every once a year when Christmas comes, I pack my sled with dolls and drums, and I'm on my way with happiness for little girls and boys. Oh, there isn't any place too far. I go wherever children are, always on my way with happiness, wrapped up in fancy toys. On my Christmas list I've names and places,
though we've never seen their faces, we know each one and the good they've done.
Over hill and dale again this year, I brought glad tidings and a good cheer. So until another Christmas day, when I pay another call, I'll say Merry Christmas to all. Christmas.
Hey, kids, I bet he's asleep now, I bet ya. Sorry for Santa.
Yeah, man. He's sure tired and worn.
Yeah.
His house looks so wacky,
Him Claus very volatility and clown.
See, he helped everyone at Christmas, but no one they think of Santa Claus.
Well, we could do something for Santa if we only just tidied his house.
I'll polish pans that are rusted. Give everyone shiny face.
I'll see that the furniture's dusted and things in proper place.
I'll scrub the floor all clean and neat, no spot will pass my nigh.
I'll shine his shoes with a boogie beat, and here's the reason why. Oh, we know we owe much to Santa for making every Christmas gay. We want to do something for Santa.
And in our little day, thank him for the happiness that came our way.
For making every Christmas gay. We want to do something for Santa, and in our little way, thank him for the happiness that came our way.
What's that?
Christmas, Santa!
A Christmas present? For me?
For the last time, I'm warning you. Just one more mess, and outside in the cold you will be, without the home. So, you just remember this. But if you're a good dog, Santa Claus may leave you a nice present. nice. That keeps you out of trouble, Princey.
Why should he lose his happy home for them dopes, see?
No! Those innocent babes, into the cold you've driven. Go, bring them back, and all will be forgiven. Wherever you look, you were sleeping. That's sleeping beauty. By Yemeni, you've done it for the last time. Out you go, you. Oh, Princey, why didn't you tell me? Oh, you cutest little puppies, oh, God. And they're all so beautiful. They look just like you, Princey. Oh, this is going to be a wonderful Christmas for the children.
Start the day with a song and sing the whole day through. Even while you're busy working, do just like the birdies do. Though the day may be long, you never will go wrong. Off key, on key, any old key, just start the day with a song.
December 21st, first day of winter.
Nauseating, isn't it? The hard way.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. And how about you folks joining in and singing this merry old song? Just follow the bouncing hen fruit.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Whoa, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Just the other night, while riding in my sleigh, I passed a pretty miss walking on the way. I asked her if she'd like to join me for a ride. She answered yes, and soon she was sitting by my side. Whoa, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. We didn't have a care, romance was in the air. It was a perfect time to kiss my lady fair. She didn't seem to mind, her heart was light and gay. And now we're on a honeymoon in a one-horse open sleigh. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Hot coffee. Get your hot coffee.
Oh, one coffee, please.
One coffee. Coming up. I thought all birds spend the winter in Florida.
Oh, dear. At these prices, who can afford Florida?
Hi, here am I, Jackie Frost, quick and spry. Listen to me while I say, summer's gone, play no more, for winter's knocking at your door. Better go and store your food away.
Thanks, Mr. Jackie, for your advice. We'll hurry home to our wives.
We'll have our cupboards filled with supplies when Old Man Winter arrives.
I don't have to worry, I don't have to care. My coat is very furry, I'm a grizzly bear.
If you meet Old Man Winter, you'll sing a different tune. It's time that you were safe in bed, for he will be here soon.
If he catches you,
I don't have to worry, I don't have to care. My coat is very furry, I'm a grizzly bear.
Maggie ho, bootin' beatin' bottle, scootin' boodle bay, scootin' babba doodle ho, booty ho, booty honky booty ho, booty doodle day. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. More Maggie, Haggy, Saggy, Biggie, Haggy, Oogie, Loogie, Boogie, Siggy, Haggy, oh, bootle day, skittit, babba, oh, booty, booty,
I don't have to worry, I don't have to care. My coat is very furry, I'm a grizzly bear.
So you would run away from home.
You would roam all alone. I told you not to leave your home, but you're a friendly grizzly bear.
Gee, Mr. Frost, I'm sorry. Oh, help me out, please do. Take me home to my nice warm bed. I'm freezing through and
Christmas comes but once a year. Now it's here, now it's here, bringing lots of joy and cheer. Tra-la-la-la-la. There is a Santa Claus. Christmas comes but once a year. Now it's here, now it's here, bringing lots of joy and cheer. Tra-la-la-la-la. Oh! What's the matter in here, I wonder? Looks like a pretty gloomy Christmas for those poor kids. What can I do? Let me think. Huh? Ah! Oh, no. Hooray! I've got it!
Many years ago, before there were any automobiles and before we had electricity or even gas lighting, and when people used horses if they wanted to go out for a ride, and oil lamps and candles if they needed a light, there lived in a small country town, yes, a butcher, a baker, and a candlestick maker. With just over a week to go before Christmas, the townspeople were busy indeed. And none more so than the candlemaker and his young son, Tom. For in those days, quite small boys were expected to behave like grown men. For years now, every Saturday at 4 o'clock, the candlemaker had been making the journey from his shop to the church across the square. Because God had been so good to him and blessed his home and his work, he showed his gratitude by giving his finest candles to shine upon the altar as an offering to God.
Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Whenever I read these words of Jesus, I think of one of our own people, our friend the candlemaker. Like a good steward, shows his love for God by giving his most beautiful candles to light the cross upon our altar. I pray that all of us will always give in this same spirit, to show our love for the Father, who blessed us with a Christ child.
The family was up early next morning, for a busy week lay ahead. The candlemaker had to deliver quantities of Christmas candles of all shapes and sizes to the outlying farms and villages.
Hurry up, son.
Coming, Father.
Now. I'm not going away forever. I'll be back on Christmas Eve, in time for service. Look after your mother, son. And there are plenty of candles to be made.
Don't worry, Father.
Don't forget, this week, I'm leaving you to make the second altar candle. I have made only one. And remember, both must be taken over to church by 4 o'clock Saturday.
Yes, Father.
Goodbye now.
Goodbye. Bye, Father.
With his father away and his mother extra busy getting ready for Christmas, young Tom was in charge of the workshop, with the task of turning out many candles a day. And then there was the altar candle for the Christmas Eve service on Saturday. On that Christmas Eve long ago, the church was made beautiful by the loving work of loving hands, just as churches are today. Then, as now, there was a manger where boys and girls would bring the white Christmas offering for the children's home.
Washed up for supper. Your father will be home soon. Tommy, you forgot. Run over quickly now. And be careful you don't drop them.
I'm sorry I was late for the candles, Pastor.
Never mind. You did do it. And just in time, too. Look who's coming.
Well, son, did you make the church candle?
Yes, Father. Member of the family had his own sad thoughts that night.
To think that a son of mine should make such a candle, a worthless candle that won't shine, and after all these years.
Young Tom knew what his parents were thinking, that he had failed them, and that he had failed God.
I'm in such trouble. I have to make the candle all over. I wish I could be made over as easily as the candle. It won't be easy. Jesus will help.
And so it was many years ago that the Candlemaker's son learned the meaning of Christian stewardship, just as we must learn it today.
With me, come and see all the wonders there will be in my stories, in my songs, in everything where fun belongs. We'll meet heroes, giants bold, visit lands both hot and cold, have magic tricks to shiver your skin, laughs galore with animals in our world of fun. Pied Piper, house!
Have you ever stopped to think that toys may have a life of their own? You don't think they do, eh? Well, they have in Storyland. Our tale today is about a little tin soldier who had more adventures in one day than most people have in their whole lives. He was a small, plain soldier and had been given as a Christmas present to a little boy who wasn't too pleased.
Why, it doesn't move. There isn't even a place to wind it up.
Give it to me, then. I've got a ballerina doll that can't do anything either. She just stands there. This silly soldier can guard my doll.
All right. I'm going to play with my wind-up soldiers.
So the little tin soldier joined the other toys on the playroom table. And even though he couldn't talk, he did a great deal of thinking.
How pretty she is. Even though I'm only a common tin soldier, I'll guard her with my life.
He has such a kind face. I wish I could reach him.
And that night, when all the household was asleep, it was the toys' turn to play. The dolls had a tea party, the mechanical soldiers marched up and down, the music box played and the top spun all by themselves. Only the little tin soldier remained steadfastly at attention, and the little doll went on holding out her arms. And neither of them moved a muscle.
I will love her as long as I live.
How I wish he would stand a little closer.
But unknown to them, they had an enemy.
I don't like the way they look at each other. The doll is mine. I must get rid of this intruder.
The next morning, the boy moved the tin soldier onto the windowsill, and the wicked Jack-in-the-Box saw his chance.
I know how to work my own spring. I'll give him a surprise.
The little soldier has fallen out.
What do I care? He can't move, so he's no good to me anyway.
I suppose I should try to call out, but one shouldn't shout when one is in uniform. I wonder if anyone will ever find me.
And before long, someone did find him.
Hey, look what I've got. He's pretty funny looking. Let's make a boat and put him in it. Here, this old paper will do.
Swiftly, the two boys fashioned a crude sailing boat, and with the little soldier standing beside the mast, they set it down in the gutter.
On your way, little man. Look at him go. Look at him go.
My word, I've always wanted to go on a voyage, but I didn't think it would be like this. If only she were here with me, I wouldn't care how rough it was.
Suddenly, the boat was swept into a covered drain.
Dear me, how dark it is. And the water is getting faster and faster. I must remain at attention whatever happens.
Then the boat shot out of the drain and into a great canal.
And it's starting to rain. This is too much. My boat's beginning to break up. My poor ballerina. Shall I ever see you again? Goodbye, world. Goodbye.
There were more surprises in store for the little soldier. As he began to sink, a most amazing thing happened.
It's dark in here, and how this fish does twist and turn. Someone must have him on the line.
How right he was. And now the most astonishing events began.
It's awfully quiet all of a sudden. Now what's going on, I wonder? My word, that was close.
Why, look at this. Did you ever see such a thing?
It looks like my soldier, all right.
He's no good without his paint, though.
He was no use anyway. What good is a soldier that can't even march?
I'll stick him up here beside that silly doll.
Now at last, the little tin soldier was standing close enough to his lady love to touch her, if he could move his arms. So there they stood, he at attention and she with her arms held out to him. So near and yet so far.
How gallant and brave he looks. If only I could tell him how much I care for him.
How sweet she is. And I thought I'd never see her again. But I dare not reach out to her. I'm still on duty, even if my colors have run.
But the wicked Jack-in-the-Box was not through with them yet. Sensing their loving thoughts, he became enraged.
Gah! Look at them. It's more than I can stand. This time, I'll finish both of them.
With a terrific spring, he swept them both off the table.
What did you do that for?
I didn't touch it.
You did.
Didn't.
Together, the sweethearts lay motionless on the floor.
Now look what you've done. I didn't touch it. Well, it's no use now. And she's no use either. Look at the mess she's in. I'll throw them in the toy chest. At least they'll be out of the way.
And they were indeed out of the way. And together at last. So you see, you shouldn't ignore toys because they are plain or broken, for they may have a life of their own. And our little doll and her steadfast tin soldier, why, they lived happily ever after.
Come with me, come and see all the wonders there will be in my stories, in my songs, in everything where fun belongs. We'll meet heroes, giants bold, visit lands both hot and cold, have magic tricks to shiver your skin, laughs galore with animals in our world of fun. Pied Piper, Hans!
I see you somewhere in Dreamland, somewhere in Dreamland
wonder where those children went.
Poor little children.
I know where they live. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go read about it.
Hello, children. Give me a kiss. Me too. Supper's ready. Daisy.
see you somewhere in Dreamland, somewhere in Dreamland tonight. Over a bridge made of moonbeams, the clouds will find our silver line. Each little star is a castle, shining a welcome so bright. Dreams will come true for me and you, somewhere in Dreamland tonight.
I see you somewhere in Dreamland, somewhere in Dreamland tonight. Dreams will come true for me and you, somewhere in Dreamland tonight.
Ice cream cone. Chocolate and vanilla. Only vanilla. I like strawberry. I like chocolate. Come on in. Down this way. That's for you, Mommy. That's for me. Come on. What is that? Oh, that's cake. And candy. I want some candy cake. Boy, we got fun. Yeah.
on, let's go.
Ready? Yeah.
Sunny boy. Shine on, harvest moon up in the sky.
Are you listening?
Oh, shine on, harvest moon.
Oh lady, I-oh, that's Hardrock and Coco and Joe.
Now listen, my children, and you shall hear a story fantastic, a story so queer. It's all about Santa and his helpers three. There's Hardrock and Coco and Joe.
Now Hard's the driver up there by his sleigh. Coco reads maps and he shows him the way. Though old Santa really has no need for Joe, but takes him 'cause he loves him so. Oh, lady, aye, Donner and Blitzen, away, away. Oh, the old lady, I-ho.
I'm Hardrock.
I'm Coco.
I'm Joe.
And Santa is busy with his heavy pack. He trusts his drivers and never looks back. Oh, the old lady, I-ho.
I'm Hardrock.
I'm Coco.
I'm Joe.
Now go to bed early on this Christmas Eve. I've no way of knowing just what you'll receive. But you'll hear their laughter, that much I do know. 'Twill be Hardrock and Coco and Joe.
The three little men, only 2 feet high, singing to Santa way up in the sky, laughing and shouting as the sleigh bells ring. It's Hardrock and Coco and Joe. Oh, the old lady, I-hey. Donner and Blitzen, away, away. Oh, the old lady, I-ho.
He's Hardrock.
He's Coco.
He's Joe.
And Santa is busy with his heavy pack. He trusts his drivers and never looks back. Oh, the old lady, I-ho.
He's Hardrock.
He's Coco.
He's Joe.
Old Santa will come in and set down his pack, and Hardrock all the reindeer till Santa comes back.
If you hear a giggle as he turns to go, it's Coco, a snowball, and Joe. Oh, the old lady, I-hey. Donner and Blitzen, away, away. Oh, the old lady, I-ho.
I'm Hardrock.
I'm Coco.
I'm Joe.
And Santa's busy with his heavy pack. He trusts his drivers and never looks back. Oh, the old lady, I-ho.
I'm Hardrock.
I'm Coco.
I'm Joe.
Oh, the old lady, I-ho.
Hey, what are you talking about? Bleem, Kids Extreme.